Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the MakeCode Arcade Advanced stream, Vivian's Big Edition. I am Richard, at Richard on the MakeCode forum.
I'm Shannon, at Checkout on the MakeCode forum.
And I'm Vivian, at LiveCheerful on the MakeCode forum.
I don't know how teams decides who's big and who's small in the little thing. But
no one gets order.
Yeah, maybe Joey should.
Oh, it could be. Yeah. Wait, but I was here first.
I don't know what order, but if you leave and come back, it changes. If you turn it off and on again, I don't think it does.
All right. Well, anyway, so and testing your theory, you're in the same place. Okay, so we have a choose. Oh, there you go. Now Shannon's big. Okay, we have. All right, guys. All right, come on.
Richard, you don't have to pay attention to us. We do nonsense all the time.
All right.
I was trying to make Richard big since Richard is driving, but it didn't work.
So we're working today on one of two things. I'm gonna ask you guys which one of these you want to do. So we can either do A, work on auto plus ollie, aka best friends, because we did say we're gonna go back to that game. So if we don't work on it today, we're gonna work on it on Monday. Or B, Pelly came up with a really good idea of making an extension for a leaderboard. And I thought that might be a fun thing to do on stream. We could probably knock it out on one stream. What do you guys think?
My vote's for leaderboard, but I don't know.
I
I
think the person who requested auto ollie isn't here yet. Don't know if they're coming today. So.
All right, cool. So we'll work on auto and ollie next week sometime. But today, let's do an extension. We're going to, I think we're going to write this code in blocks, and then I will convert it into an extension later. Because it should be pretty easy to do it that way. So what are we talking about when we're talking about a leaderboard? I'm talking about like the classic high score entry leaderboard that you get at the end of some games, right? So the idea is that once you have finished, you can put in either your name or your initials, and it will show a local multiplayer leaderboard of everyone who has been on your computer or on your hardware device and has gotten a score. And so the features I want to have for this thing, let's make a comment.
Oh, yes.
We want to have initial entry. Let's see. I'm not going to do localization, unfortunately, because I don't know how to do that. And I think that most. Yeah, so like, letting people enter their names in other languages. But I think that most arcade machines don't let you do that either. They just, no matter where you are, they just do the alpha, what's the word? Yeah, whatever. The alphabet that we use in America. Let's see, the other thing I wanted to do is I wanted to have different score modes. So what this means is a lot of times we write games that have scores and the high score is the one that wins. Sometimes we have games that have times and the fastest time is the one that wins. Sometimes we have games that have time and the longest time is the one that wins. I want to have different like score modes so you can choose between them, and we'll organize the scores based off whatever it is. And then next, it should look nice.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. So, okay. One idea I had for this, which if you guys are up for it, would either of you be interested in making a font that just has the letters A through Z? No?
Yeah, we'll make.
You don't have to?
Yeah. No. We've done this before.
Oh, yeah?
We have experience. Yeah, it's on our resume.
Okay. Well, you should use the arcade sprite pack tool so that I don't have to copy and paste all 26 letters. It'll just be.
You have to have a link.
Shannon does. And hopefully we can use that to do some nice, make it look nicer. I did this before actually for my for Pigeon Deliverance, so we can also pull in that one if we want. All right.
Do you have a font size that you like?
Well, how many high scores do we want to have on the screen, do you think?
At least top 10.
Top 10?
What is that too big? Small? I cannot tell which direction this number is.
That's too small because I mean
I said
that
at
makes every
least.
no that'll make everything too small is what I'm saying. That's too big. Because if you have top 10, right, our screen is 120 pixels wide. Plus we need to have like the leaderboard thing. So we're talking like 10 pixels for each letter.
But you
Plus
could
we have
have
space in between them.
columns.
I guess we could have columns.
There are only going to be 3 initials. How big do numbers get? 1 billion.
I don't know. I mean, it could get pretty big. All right. We'll plan for 5 for now, and we can do 2 columns if possible. So with 5 in mind, we want to do, I think 16 pixels is not a bad one to do. Because that gives us plenty of room to do spaces. So 16 by 16.
Okay, sounds good.
Cool. All right, so let's get started. I am going to first add an extension that we need to do this, which is the settings extension. Where are you, settings? Here we go. So the settings extension lets us save stuff, and we're going to be using this to store all of our scores. So how do we do this? We're going to go into functions, and we're going to make a few functions now. First, we're going to do, let's see. Okay, so we need to store 2 things with this. We need to store an array of strings and an array of numbers. We also need some way to sort these when we do them. So what we're probably going to do is make a function that is read all scores, like this. And what this is going to do is it's going to fill in 2 arrays that we have. One of them is going to be score names, and one of them is going to be scores. All right, and we are going to set both of these to be empty arrays in our function. All right, so inside of the settings extension, we can store an array of numbers, but we can't store an array of strings. I know I told someone at some point that I was going to add that, but I definitely haven't. But luckily, there's an easy way to do this. What we're going to do is we're going to use a for loop. So we'll do for index from 0 to 10 is going to be our max. And now for each of these, we're going to see if a setting with a name exists. And we're going to make that name using the join block and our index. So we can say score blank. And if that exists, then we know we have a score for this slot. So it'll be score.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, what's up?
Unsanita says you should do this in JavaScript so that you have access to classes, and also shouldn't it be from 0 to 9?
It should be from 0 to 9, yeah. It would be nice. I mean, do you guys think I should do it in JavaScript? We don't do JavaScript very often on stream, I guess. Okay, I'll do it in JavaScript. What?
No, nothing.
You know, I want input from you guys, my streamers.
Yeah, but you're the one writing the code. I'm not paying attention. I'm making a font.
All right. Okay. So if the block settings exists for the score and index, then we are going to add it to our scores array. So I'm going to go ahead and do score dot push, and we're going to, oh man, I shouldn't have done JavaScript because I cannot type on this keyboard. This is going to be painful. Sorry, guys. All right, so we are going to read the score just like this. Now we'll go ahead and copy this and do the score names, which right now is a number array. We're going to make that into a string array. And whoops, I copied and pasted bad. Get out of here. And we're going to do, let's see, score names. read string, and we'll make this score name. There we go. Cool. And I think I deleted a curly brace. There we go. All right. So this is our function for reading all of our scores. I'm actually going to call it like refresh score array because it doesn't actually return anything. I think what Unsigned Arduino was getting at was that it would be nice to have classes for this. So I am going to go ahead and make a class right now, which is going to be a score entry. It's going to have a constructor, and it's going to take in two things, which is going to be a public number. Sorry, I'm writing in C++. Public score, which is a number. Or actually, let's do the name first. I like that better for some reason. And public score number. And fun thing about TypeScript, you can just declare your things with public inside of the constructor, and now these will become properties, which is really nice. And that's always how I like to do scores like this. If I was actually writing TypeScript not inside of MakeCode, I would just use an object literal, but that has performance implications in MakeCode, but it honestly doesn't matter that much for what the code we're writing. But anyway, I'm just going to do it this way. Okay, so if this setting exists, I'm now going to, instead of having two arrays, we're just going to have a one array of score entries. And we are going to push in a new instance of this class. So let's go ahead and do a new score entry. This is going to take in two things. It's going to take in the score, and it's going to take in the name. So that's this right here. There you go. Okay, so this gets all of our scores out of our settings. What do you call that? I guess just settings. Another thing, I'm going to turn this to be a local variable. So I'm going to go ahead and make this scores, and I'm going to return it at the end because I can. And we're going to change this to read score array after I just changed the name. All right, so we've got that. Another function I'm going to need here is going to be, we need to have a different type of scoreboard that we have. So I'm going to make an enum, which is going to be called score type. Let's see, the easiest one is going to be points. The next one is going to be fastest time. Then we're going to have slowest time. And do you think we need lowest points?
Like golf?
Yeah.
Mm.
Sorry, what were you going to say? Sorry.
Were you going to say, Shannon?
This is fine.
Okay, so we'll do highest points and lowest points because why not? And then we have fastest time and slowest time. And are there anything else you guys can think of? That's what we do generally, pretty much. We could do like percentage or something, but no, I'm not going to. Okay, so with our score type, I'm now going to make a thing for storing this value. So fun fact about enums, they are just numbers. So if I want to store one of these in our settings, I can just go ahead and store it just like we store one of these other settings. So I'm going to make a function right now. It's going to be called read score type. And this is going to return whatever our score type is. So I'm going to do, let's see, return block settings dot read number, and it's going to be score type. And we're going to do it as score type. And this will make it so that my function is returning a score type and not a number. So you can see if I hover over it, it gives me a little info about my function, which is nice. All right, so this looks nice. The next thing we're going to need to do is we need to be able to sort our array, because we have an array of scores. We need to take that function and we need to take that array and sort it depending on which type of score we have. So, you know, high points, we want to go from high to low. For low points, we want to go from low to high. For fastest time, we want to go low to high, you know, that sort of thing. So we're going to go ahead and make a function right now, which is going to be called sort scores. It's going to take in a set of scores. So this is going to be a score entry array, and it's going to take in a type, which is going to, oh, I shouldn't use type. I'll just say score type, but lowercase. And now we are just going to sort this array. So I'm going to go ahead and do scores dot, do we have sort? Oh, heck, we do. Okay, so the sort function is really nifty. It lets you basically pass in a function that you can use to sort your two scores. And so the way that this works, this is called a comparison function. And you'll see it in a lot of different programming languages, not just in JavaScript. What it needs to return is a number. And that number can either be negative, which means that A is less than B. It can be 0, which means that A equals B. Or it can be positive, which means B is greater than A. There's 3 different options when you're sorting a function. Well, when you're sorting an array. And so we're going to use our score type to figure out which of those is the case. And there's a nifty trick for doing it when everything is numbers. And let's go ahead and do switch the score type. We're going to do case score type dot highest points and score type dot slowest time, because these are the same. And then we're going to do case score type dot lowest points and score type dot fastest time, because these are the same. And when you have 2 numbers and you have to do a comparison function, and you can think about this in your head, and you'll see it's true if you think about it for a while. All you have to do is A dot score minus B dot score. There you go. Because if A is bigger than B, this is going to be a positive number. If A is equal to B, this is going to be 0. And if A is less than B, this is going to be a negative number. Just works out nicely. And am I doing this right? So if highest points, we want to go from high to low. So I forget how sort works. Does sort does low first and then high last, right? Shannon or Vivian?
Zero's
Sorry?
equal. Negative is, let me look it up.
No, I
Sort.
know what the comparison function does. What I
Oh.
mean is, which ones is it low at the start of the array or low at the end of the array? What is the order that sort does? If I was to sort 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, would I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or would I get 10, 9, 8, 7? Oh, yeah, that answers my question. I know that. Okay, so if I want the high scores to be first in the array, I actually want to reverse this. I want to do B.score minus A.score. And now for this other one, this is actually just the inverse. So I can just copy this and paste it and go back to what I was doing before, which is going to be A.score minus B.score. Nice. All right, so now we have a function that will sort our scores for our leaderboard. All right, cool. Okay, so we can read our score array, we can read our score type, and we can sort our scores. So let's start defining our blocks for this. So to do this, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into the Explorer over here. And if you've ever wanted to make an extension, this is how to do it in a project. make it easy to test. You just go in and you press this plus right here on the Explorer. It's to let you add a file. And we're just going to call this, I usually just say api.ts when I'm doing an extension like this, because this is where the API is going to go. And this is going to load this new file that I just created. I'm going to go over to main.ts and copy everything that I had. And, oh, whoops, I did not mean to do that. Okay, and now we're going to go back over to api.ts and paste all this. Actually, let's unpaste that, and we're going to make a namespace. It's going to be Leaderboard. This namespace is going to be the name of our function, or of our category. So this is a nice one to do. And because I'm in a namespace, because I'm in a namespace now, I now have to export everything. So I'm going to go ahead and use the export keyword and just paste this between before all of my functions. Okay, cool. Now we're going to go over to main.ts because I don't need this anymore and delete all of that. All right, I'll get rid of this comment and this scores array that we're not using anymore. Okay, so I have these functions. Let me go ahead and turn these now into blocks. And the simplest way to do that is you just do //% and you say block. And here you go. This is now a block. I'm going to do this here too. I can fix my formatting. I feel like I am getting better at this keyboard the more I type. It's good.
Practice makes perfect.
Yep, true. All right, now I go to blocks, and you can see there's a leaderboard category. Ooh. And I open this up, and we have sort scores. Yeah, we need to fix that. Highest points, and we have this read score array and read score type. Those points, fastest time, slowest time. Pretty nifty. All right, with that, let's go back to JavaScript. All right, and I'm not sure I actually want all of these to be not sure I want all of these to actually be blocks. Like I don't think I actually want sort scores to be. So or probably read score array either. Anyway. Okay, so we are reading our thing. Now let's go ahead and do some things to actually display our menu. So I'm going to make another function now. Let's do export function show leaderboard. And this is going to take in some scores. No, it's not even going to. Like that. And we're going to do, first we're going to get our scores. So we're going to say scores equals read score array. Then we're going to sort our scores by read score type. And this actually reminds me of something kind of important. For my read score type function, right now, this is going to return undefined if there is no score type. So to fix that, I'm actually going to do a little JavaScript trick, which is I'm going to put this in parentheses. Whoops, not like that. I'm going to put this in parentheses and do or 0. And this makes it so that if this returns undefined, this will return 0. And actually, I can make this something that reads a little bit better. Score type dot highest points. So there you go, because that is the 0 entry in my enum. And you can figure that out if you mouse over it, it'll tell you what the number is, 0. Which is nifty. All right. Okay, so we've got our scores. We have them sorted. We now need to actually make it so that we have something that we are drawing to our screen. And so there's a few ways we can do this. I'm going to do it with a renderable. So scene.createRenderable. There's this function scene.createRenderable, which makes something that is kind of like a sprite, but not actually. what it is if you've ever seen us use the render on z-index function inside of Sprite Utils, Joey's extension, it's very similar to that. Basically, that one just maps directly to this. So I'm going to put this at the z-index of 10, and this is going to take in a screen and camera and return and just be a function. And this function is going to draw all of our scores. So just to start out, we're going to just print our scores to the screen before we have a fancy font. And we're going to do screen.print. Let's do for each of our scores. So let's make a top equals 0, but left equal 10. We'll make top 10 also. And we're going to loop over all of our scores. So for const score of scores, we're going to do screen.print and pass in score.name plus a space plus score.score. And for the X, we are going to do left. For the Y, we are going to use top. For the color, we're just going to make it white for now, so I'll just make it 1. And we don't need to pass in the rest of these arguments. Then I'm just going to take top, and I'm going to do plus equals 16. OK. Now we have this show leaderboard, which is nice. But one other last thing that we have to do is we need to make it so we can actually add a score. So I'm going to do a, let's see, export function add score. This is going to take in a name, which is a string, and it's going to take in a number score, which is a number. And this is going to make it so that we just go into our this same sort of thing that we were doing before for this read score array. We're going to loop over this. Or actually, I'm thinking maybe we can have an infinite number of scores stored, because why not? Or maybe we should make it so you only keep the top 10 and we get rid of anything that doesn't go in there. Yeah, we'll do it that way, I think. OK, so to make that happen, what we're going to do first is we're going to read our scores. So current equals read score array. Now we're going to take this and push a new score entry. And this is going to take in the name and score. We're then going to sort our scores. So let's do sort scores. We're going to pass in our current, and we're going to pass in read score type. Then we are going to, now that we have our things sorted, we're going to store all of our scores. So we're going to do for let I equal 0, I is less than, let's see, math.min 9 and current.length, I++. We're going to do, we're going to set 2 things for each one, because remember we have the block settings.read string and we have block settings.read number. So let's do block settings.write string, which is going to be score name plus our index, so I, and the value that we're going to write is going to be let's see, current of I dot name, like that. And now we're going to do dot write number, and this is going to be score plus I, and this is going to be dot score. And now we have added a thing to our list, and this math.min is going to make sure that we never add more than 10. Because if current has 10 entries, then we are going to return the minimum of 9 and 10, and that'll be 9. So we're always making sure that we stay, at max 9, which, because we're doing less than in a for loop, 0 to 9 is 10 numbers. So anyway. Okay, so there we go. We have this add score function now, and let's go ahead and do another function, which is going to be, let's see, what was it? I want to make another one, which is hide leaderboard. And what this is going to do is we need to get rid of this render role that we're making. So we're going to say, let current renderable, and this is going to be of type scene.renderable. Then we're going to say, when we do this, we're going to say current renderable equals this scene.createRenderable. And we're also going to call hide leaderboard here, so that if we are already showing the leaderboard, we hide it again. And we're going to say, if there is a current renderable, we're going to do current renderable.destroy. That'll get rid of it. All right, and I think we have enough to test our stuff now. So I'm going to go ahead and turn these into blocks. So let's do //% block, and we'll do it here too. /% block, and also for our show leaderboard.
Richard, this is not related, but someone in chat has said that they would like tutorials for a Legend of Zelda sort of thing, or something like Attack of the Serpents.
Oh, interesting. Well, I'm actually making a video series right now on how to make a game like that. So I've already done part 1. I haven't posted it yet, but I'm going to be doing some more. So that is why Shannon teed me up in that way. So yeah, look forward to that. I will, announce on stream and post it on the forum when it's ready. But hopefully this is going to go into our home screen and will be a nice thing for how to make an action RPG. And of course, I'm making a game about my cat AutoZone because, he's the light of my life. So yeah, look forward to that. All right, so we're going to test our code now. I have this add score function, and we're going to do my classic name on leaderboards, AAA, and pass in 1, 2, 3 as the score. And add another one, which is going to be Kev, which is my brother, and do, he scored better than me this time. And we'll do another one, which is going to be, Shannon, what would you do for a leaderboard?
SK? Does that be 3?
Yeah, SK's fine. And then I know what Vivian's going to do. Vivian.
Uncensored asks, Richard, we aren't the light of your life?
I mean, no, sorry, it's Auto. All right, for fairness, we're going to give everyone random scores, RBK. Okay, so now we're going to call our show leaderboard, and hopefully this will show something. Nice. Okay. Oh, interesting. Oh, right, because I've been running this function multiple times. We now have, well, because I've been running this game multiple times, we have a bunch of scores that are showing up. And actually, if I keep doing this, nice. No one's going to beat me now. Like, I have 998, and it's from, oh my gosh, Shannon got 1,000. Of course. Okay, cool. So we have our scores showing up. We can tell that we're storing them. And if I refresh, they stay the same unless someone else scores well. Like Shannon just got 999, so she's now up at the top again. Cool. All right. Vivian's just hanging in there, and you can tell that I'm really trying to beat Shannon's score. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and make a button press now that's going to be show leaderboard. I'm going to make a button press that is going to be hide leaderboard. And we're going to switch back to JavaScript so that we can now test our code. And I'm going to go ahead and put the show leaderboard automatically so that we can see it as we're coding. All right, okay, so switching back to JavaScript, going back to api.ts, and we can now work on making this leaderboard a little bit fancier. So there's a few things we have left to do. One, I want to make this pretty. I want to use the font that Vivian is making. And two, I want to make it so that we can like actually have an interface for entering your initials, which maybe we won't get to today, maybe we will, I'm not sure. To start though, let's go ahead and write the function that we're going to use to get images from for each of our letters. And we'll just put a bunch of placeholder images in there for now. But this is how this is going to work. We're going to have an export. Whoops. Sorry, we probably shouldn't export this. No, maybe we will. Why not? It'll be a JavaScript only thing. Get letter. This is going to get letter image. This is going to take in a letter, which is going to be a string, and it's going to return an image.
Chat wants to know. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
It's not super related, but chat wants to know generally what are your guys' favorite gallery animations, and also chat, please tell us what your favorite gallery animations are.
I think it. I really like.
I like
Skelly
the explosion one.
Which explosion one, Vivian? Is there only one? There's multiple, right?
Yeah,
There's like many. Okay, let me go figure out. Shannon?
I like Shark Chomp a lot, but I also like the little orange fish.
I do like the orange fish, and I had a feeling that someone was going to say Shark Chomp because I feel like for a while that one was definitely on top.
Shark Chomp is so good.
It's pretty good. Yep. All right. So what we're going to do here is we have a letter that we're going to choose from, and we're going to have an array, which is going to be the images that we can possibly have. So I'm going to go ahead and make a letter images, and we're going to fill this in later with whatever Vivian gives us, but no rush at all, Vivian, by the way. We're going to, for now, just make it empty. And we're going to do return get, return letter images. And we're going to do an index on this, which is going to be alphabet.index of the letter. So this will give us the index inside of our alphabet. And we're going to just return that, or we are going to return an image, which is going to be a placeholder image for if we don't have a letter, and it's going to be a question mark. Question mark. Oh, whoops. I meant to hit JavaScript. Okay, so we're going to return that, or we're going to return assets dot image, and oh, I should have named that. Placeholder. Nope, I did it again. Okay, so right now, this is just always going to return the same image, which is going to be the placeholder. But later, when we start getting the different letters, we can go ahead and add them to this letter images function. All right, so let's go ahead now and change our show leaderboard function to instead use these letters that we have. So for each of our scores, these names are going to be 3 letters long, or they could be less. like Shannon gave us a perfect test case by doing SK instead of 3 letters. So what we'll do in that case is we are always going to align them the same way. So I don't want to have what we have going on right here, which is the numbers not lining up with the not lining up in the same place for all of our scores. So we're going to for each of our scores, we're going to draw 3 letters regardless. So we're going to do for, do let I equal 0, I is less than 3, I plus plus. We're going to do screen dot draw image, and this is going to be a get letter image of score dot name dot car at I, and then we need to pass in the location. So this is going to be left and top, and we are going to do left plus equals 16. And we're going to take this left equals 10 and move this inside of our for loop so it gets reset on each iteration. That, and we'll go ahead and comment that out. So, woo, look at that. We now have a bunch of question marks. So we need to make it so that we don't draw the extra question mark if we don't have a letter there. So what we're going to do is we're going to say if I is less than score.name.length, then we do this draw image. Otherwise, we don't want to do anything. We just want to add 16 to our left. So there we go. We can see Shannon's scores up here, SK, and then we can see the rest of these scores. All right. This is pretty neat, I think. Let's go ahead and keep on going. So we have the basic leaderboard thing now, but what we also need to do is format our scores. Hey, Hassan.
Hassan, hello.
Also, welcome back, Hassan. I haven't seen you in a while.
Oh, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Hey,
Yes.
yeah, so yeah, I was gone for basically most of December. It's good to be back.
Cool. All right. So we are going to make it so that we have a, not only are we printing out the name, we're also going to be printing out the things. So in our font, we're also going to have the numbers, but Vivian, you don't have to worry about that. I'll do the numbers, unless you want to.
26 is already a lot of letters. Can we cut some? We really need the vowels. We can guess
We do need
them.
those ones. Yeah, so don't worry about it. I'll do those ones, and I'm also going to do dot.
I actually thought
okay.
the question marks were flamingos.
What?
I thought the question marks were flamingos.
Oh, yeah, they're not very good.
We were making some sort of bird game.
No, that's only every other stream. This is an even day, so we not making a bird game. Okay, so I also want to format our text. So for right now, just to make this a little bit easier to look at, I'm going to comment this back out. And we're going to instead replace this with the screen.print. I'm going to do score.car at I. Sorry, score.name.car at I. And do left, top, and 1 for our color. Now we should see letters again. Cool. SK, RBK, RBK. Looks good. So let's go ahead and do our score now. And we need to format our score in a few different ways. So right now we're just going to be doing points. And points is going to be easy. So let's go ahead and do another thing now. We need to print out all of the letters of our number. And so we need to do it digit by digit. And so we need to figure out for each of the places that we have how many digits we are going to, I'm sorry, how many places we need to go over to print our function out. And so I think the easiest way to do this, or the way I'm going to do it, because I don't know, I don't want to do too much math right now, is we're going to do a function number two. Oh wait, I'm being dumb. I was like, oh, this is so complicated. It's not. We just do let score equal score dot score plus, I'm sorry, yeah, I should have named that something else. Score string equals score dot score plus the empty string, and this is going to convert this number into a string for us. And now what we're going to do is for let I equal 0, I is less than score string dot length I plus plus. We're going to do this exact same thing that we have right here. So go ahead and put this in here. We're going to get rid of this if statement though. And instead of score.name.caret, we're going to do score string. Okay, nice. All right, so look at our very robotic looking thing that we have. SK1000, SK999. All right, this is pretty cool. We have the basic code for drawing our thing. One thing though, I want to put a little space between the name and the numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and do a left plus equals 8 to give us a little bit of space. Vivian, what letter are you on?
T.
That's pretty good.
Thank you. Yeah, I stopped caring.
That's no,
I'm
yeah.
like, I just gotta get these letters done.
I love giving Vivian and Shannon impossible drawing tasks.
Do we really need letters? Can we just communicate in like motion? Mm-hmm.
Harder that way. Okay, so we've got all of these printing out. Let's go ahead now and make it so that we have, let's see, I want to do like some display for, so we definitely cannot have 10 on the screen at a time. So we might want to do a scroll or something. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we could only fit 7 on the screen right now. We also want to say leaderboard up top. So we're going to do that. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to refactor my code. I'm going to go ahead and make a function, which is going to be called, Shannon, can you give me the refactor song?
Vivian's here.
Oh, I mean, Vivian can do it. I
Vivian's
just thought she was
working.
busy.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like. Yes. Okay. Vivian, you can judge me. You can give
That was
critique.
beautiful. I think it's a remix that's remixed better, you know? I really liked the tone, the timbre of your refactor song. We got a
It's like
timbre.
Yeah, that's one of those words that is in no way pronounced like it's spelled, and it confuses everybody. But whoever came up with timbre, Timbre.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow,
you just pronounce that I as an A.
that's bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
Then again, Timber just makes me think of like that old Kesha song. You remember Timber? Mostly because
no
It's
idea.
they used
going
to,
down.
yeah, they used to make
I'm
us.
yelling timber.
They
Yep.
used to make us do planks to that song in Taekwondo, and they just keep playing it over and over again.
Aren't you already timbered if you're plinking? Like
No,
a tree that's-
you only timbre if you fall down and you no longer hold the plank.
Mm.
To this day, I still think about planks whenever I hear that song.
How often are you hearing that song?
Luckily, not that often.
Okay.
The popularity of that song has greatly diminished since the song was first released. But boy, 2014, 2015, when that song.
I still like it.
True. But it's like just like how if you wake up to like if you have a roommate and they have an alarm song, eventually you'll come to know that. Like my old college roommate, he said he still remembers. Like if I play a song, it's like, oh, this was an alarm. He remembers. Ooh, also, how are your cats' holiday season? Do they get any presents?
Oh, yeah.
Did you spoil Otto with gifts?
My family did. They were very excited to send me cat stuff.
Oh.
Now, Ollie got the gift of my friendship.
Now the question is, do they only play with the box for whatever the gifts came in versus the gifts themselves?
Yeah, they're fairly successful. Otto's into the gifts he got.
Okay. Yeah, my friend has a cat, and that cat loves the box or the bag. Very rarely do they actually care about whatever's inside.
Look how neat our code is now.
Ooh.
All right. And this is also going to let us do let's do print text. And this is going to be leaderboard. And this is going to take in 10 and 10. And we're going to change our top to be 30. Leaderboard. Oh, okay, leaderboard is too long a word. High scores. Is that the same length? Yep, it is. Okay, I'm going to cheat a little bit. We're going to go into print text, and we're going to say, I can use a ternary because I'm in JavaScript. Text dot car at I equals space question mark. And if it's a space, we're going to do +8. Otherwise, we're going to do +16.
Oh, to make this
there we
a little
go.
bit tinier. Yeah.
Well, now I can say high score.
Nice.
Sure. I'm just going to leave it at that. It's fine. Cool. And we're also going to say that if it's equal to space, we're going to return an empty image. Nice. All right, cool. So we've got our leaderboard printing out, and if I uncomment this code, that, and I comment this code, we've got question marks in the place where all of the letters should go.
Nice.
Looking good. All right. So I think that's about what I'm going to do today. Vivian, what letter are you at?
I just started Y.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we're gonna get that. We're gonna get the alphabet in.
Do we need Z? We- How
Just-
how many
just do a
Z
squiggle.
have you seen today?
Just do a squiggle.
Just to do,
You
okay,
could send
sure,
it
sure,
out
sure.
without Z, and we could just add Z in after.
That's true. How do I send things with this tool?
So if you click the download button,
Mm-hmm.
then you go into the you take that and you import that into Arcade. So just go ahead and start a new project and drag that thing that you downloaded into it,
Uh-huh.
and then you just do a share.
Okay. Let me do that. Okay, sending it over. Oh, Shannon, I just saw your message. Sorry. I was really complaining for no reason. Shannon could have helped this whole time.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was wondering why. I was wondering why you didn't ask for
I
help.
thought Vivian wanted, like, there's like
Creative
Yeah.
control.
Vivian had a vision and wanted to realize it.
Shannon just looked like she was having so much fun in the chat.
Okay, so now that we have imported this, we should be able to go into gallery and whoa.
Nice.
A, B, D, E, F, G, H, I, C, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and there's the Z.
Hey.
Vivian, this looks so good.
Nice.
I hate it. Also, I did it with 2 colors so that if we wanted to do like different font, like colors, it could be switched, but
Like,
All right,
people
well-
configure the color of their leaderboard.
yeah, you could be like leaderboard color, what, you know.
Yeah, no, I am gonna do that.
Okay. Nice.
Also, I love the Y.
Thank you.
All right. Well, anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and put all of these in, and maybe we'll pick this up next Friday. I'll finish this thing up on stream though, because we're mostly done. We've got a lot of it done. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll send a link to what I have today. And if you want to add this to your project in an unfinished state, you can if you want by using the share link. I'm Richard at Richard on the MakeCode forum.
I'm Hassan at Hassan on the MakeCode forum.
I'm Shannon at Chakao on the MakeCode forum.
And I'm Vivian at Live Truth on the MakeCode forum.
And we will see you guys next week.